Hey everybody, welcome to Ask Dr. Testosterone, starring Dr. George Touliatos and brought to you by his books. Of course, the first one was Bodybuilding, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Gives you an excellent overview of all the PEDs used in our sport, doses, side effects, cycles, all that good stuff. Of course, the sequel, because you need to know this too, Training, Nutrition, and Supplementation in Bodybuilding, all soon to be compiled into the Bible that he's working on. We'll talk about that. And while you're on Amazon buying books, get my book. What a great book, Real Bodybuilding, Muscle Truth from 25 Years in the Trenches. And now, please welcome all the way from Athens, Greece, Dr. George Touliatos. George, your pictures, you're getting so lean right now.
Yeah, I'm getting leaner. Actually, I dropped down 209, 94 kilograms. Yeah. And here's my six pack, okay?
Okay, blow it out. You got to blow it out. That's why I always tell people.
So I believe in losing 10 more 9 pounds. Now we're ready. Rick Collins told me that it's not a good idea to drop down to 187. You're gonna be burned out.
No, 187. So, oof, no.
Maybe I'll do the masters at 48 or the super masters at 50. Dude, I was talking to Pepper now yesterday, and he believes in what I do. I'm doing well so far. And how was the Arnold? Tell me now.
Wow, it was a really good show. Obviously it was a much smaller version.
It was a tough lineup, even though there was no Raleigh or William.
Yeah, even though there was only 10 guys, it was. I
was really impressed by Sergio. He was 6 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
Much bulkier, and of course lean. Yeah. But he was massive. Now Akeem was also big. I have to tell you that I didn't expect Nick Walker to win.
I didn't either.
But he was better than New York, Yeah. And between him and Steve, I believe that there was slight better separation definition of Nick,
Yeah.
Even though he's 27, I guess in 5 more years or 10 years, he's gonna have much better maturity, and detail. Now he has a density because he lifts heavy as a young guy. He has no injuries, he lifts super heavy. Yeah. But imagine at 33, how's he going to look like?
I think so. He just turned 27 last month. I think by the time he's 30, he's going to be possibly Mr. Olympia. Maybe, you never know. But
the only thing that freaks me out is his varicose veins. That apart from the aesthetic thing, they can lead to some thrombosis. So I guess now that after the Olympia, he should consult a vascular surgeon in order to improve this thing, But apart from this, man, he has the potential of Dallas, and even better.
Yeah. So when
shorter though, he's 5'7", huh?
I'm trying to figure that out because when I interviewed him, he was obviously just barefoot. He didn't have any shoes on, and I had a little bit of a lift. I had shoes on. He came up to about here on me. I'm sorry, about here, but I had shoes
5'8",
on. 5'7". I'm 5'7.5" without shoes. I was probably 5'8" in shoes. He's probably about 5'7". 5'7", and he was 248 pounds.
250, that's a lot.
Yeah, same. He was actually the same exact weight as New York Pro because his coach.
Actually, looked better, I think so. Fuller and.
Yeah, I never. We never. I didn't know if he was going to be able to win because he's never stood next to guys like Kuklo, like Akeem, like Sergio. People.
Steve was at his best.
He looked pretty damn good, but
he dominated in the shoulders, in this pose.
Dude, his shoulders are about that big each. They're huge, huge. But Ian Valier, got to give Ian credit because Ian got ahead of Steve for the finals and got second place. Yeah, I mean, half of the show is judged at night now. So if somebody comes in,
so you believe now what is 50-50 prejudging in finals?
Yeah, it is. It's exactly
fair. So. But you can still reverse your second place to win in the finals, if you become drier.
Yeah, I have the score sheets, and Kuklo he had second place votes from every judge. Nick had first place from every judge, and Kuklo had second place from every judge. And then it changed at night because Ian got a little sharper, and Steve, I think, faded a little tiny bit. And that's all it takes. These guys are the best in the world. That's a little tiny difference.
Now, I believe, in my humble opinion, if he will not compete, that he can easily crack the top 5.
Yeah.
So if you have Haney and who else?
Brandon Curry
and Rami.
And Bonnet.
And then you have, Haney and William. I'm not sure about it, but Nick and William, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be very, very interesting seeing him next to those are the very best men in the world. So if he can make top 5 in his first Olympia.
Rolly had some issues this year. He's 44, he's aging now.
Yeah.
And issues with COVID and traveling, this is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, another guy no one's talking about yet, but James Hollingshead. I think James is going to be a big surprise from the UK. He's very, very good. And he's in crazy shape. He has the same coach as Ian Valliere, Patrick Tour from Switzerland.
And frankly, Logan was with Milos. To me, he was a clear winner, best posing, of course.
Yeah.
Perhaps the winner dominated in the leg department, but frankly, he resembles the Arnold,
He does. Some poses, what Milos said, he says, Logan does some Arnold's poses better than Arnold did. And I'll tell you, the posing routine, it gave me chills. I was like, wow, because it had that old school feel.
This is what's supposed to be the classic physique, to be mainstream and resemble the golden era of the 70s and 70s, I guess.
Yeah, he would have fit right in back then. He would have been a great.
I guess Arnold was impressed, huh?
Arnold was impressed. Arnold was. Did you watch the live stream and listen to him?
No.
I guess he was very critical of a lot of the guys because he wants everyone to be able to do a vacuum. He wants to see calf development. He likes to see really good posing and control of the midsection. And, people like Logan and a few others, very, very professional, very polished presentation. So, I think it's cool that Arnold, this is the first time Arnold did commentary on the live stream since the 90s. Well, it wasn't a live stream back then. It was
he did
TV.
In the 90s, yes.
Yeah.
He was criticizing, yes.
He was very critical, but it's his show. And he's, he comes from an era where
he knows what he's talking about.
He does, of course. I mean, he's 7-time Mr. Olympia. Come on. Yeah. You saw he had a little boot on. I don't know if you saw that. He strained his Achilles tendon. I think he has a pet llama.
Yes.
He lets run around the house. And I think
Lulu.
I think he was chasing Lulu, and that's how he hurt his Achilles tendon.
And how was it? The seminar was on Friday.
Yeah, the seminar was Friday night. It was really good. It was Arnold, Ronnie Coleman.
Was the hall packed?
What's that?
The hall was packed.
It was pretty packed. They only let 2,000 people in.
Mask free, of course, huh?
No, you had to have a mask.
Really?
Yeah. You had to have a mask.
All the seated guys. It was next to each other, all CWC.
Yeah, everybody I had to wear a mask
Shit.
Anytime you were in the convention, in the hotel, you didn't have to wear one, but the whole convention center where they have the expo usually and where they have the ballroom, you had to have a mask. Yeah.
Even you're vaccinated, huh?
Yeah, well, they weren't checking for vaccine cards. That would have taken all damn, nobody's got time for that.
So that's why Arnold was telling, wear your mask and screw your foot. This was what it's about.
Yeah.
If you want to see the show, you need the mask.
Yeah. I mean,
well, some denier will say better the mask than the vaccine. But the good thing is that it is back. He said, I was born a bodybuilder, I'll die bodybuilder. So
yeah, this
show must go on, and never stop.
Because it would have been.
I hope that the expo next year won't demand a mask.
No, I hope not. But I mean, we got to give credit to Arnold because he lost a lot of money putting this show on. The promoters, they lost a lot of money. They did not make money.
And the booths are not reimbursed yet,
Right. So, they just wanted to make sure that for 2021, we did have a new Arnold Classic champion. And we do. We have one. Everything, we have a new Classic Physique champ, fitness, bikini.
Now, about the Olympia, let me know if they want masks again, because last year they did not.
I don't think there's no mask in Florida. They don't care. Florida is Florida and Texas are very different from the rest of the United States. Very different.
So at the Hilton lobby, when you were there were no masks demanded?
No, there were signs up telling people to wear a mask, but nobody had a mask. If you want to wear a mask, you can wear one. A lot of the older people were walking around. They had masks, but most people did not. Most of the athletes didn't have one.
Was Steve there?
No, Steve didn't go. First, I think I don't think he went last year either. Yeah, it's a crazy time.
Will Steve be in Florida?
I hope so. I haven't heard. We haven't talked about it, but
So when's the Olympia? Next Saturday?
2 weeks from this Saturday, from this Friday and Saturday. And this Friday, this weekend is Arnold Classic UK.
I'll be there. Yes, I'll be there.
Oh, you're going to the UK?
Yeah, they offer me
Oh wow.
the hotel, the ticket, the clinic I'm working in UK. They're gonna have a booth at the expo.
Great. Yeah. I mean, that should be a good
So
show.
hopefully I'll see Arnold, you know, and Dorian.
Yeah, they'll be there. I'm sure they'll be there. Yeah. All right. Well, Doctor, we got some great questions. As always, we thank you, viewers, for submitting these great questions. I sent them to you late last night after I got in. I hope you had time to review these. So here we go. Question number one. In a recent video, Lee Haney mentioned the importance of receptors being nice and fresh. Do you think those of us on TRT ever give our receptors a break? Do we need to take a break from TRT from time to time, perhaps after blasting?
No, first of all, you shouldn't blast when you're replacement therapy. Replacement therapy is a medical procedure. It's a treatment that you shouldn't mess up with blasting and cruising, you know, things like that. Bodybuilders do this.
I do.
Lee Haney referred to bodybuilding cycles. Replacement therapy is not about gaining that much size, not about performance enhancing. So stay on testosterone because you cannot live without testosterone. And if you stop it, then your battery will empty and you run out of gas within 4 weeks. Yeah. And then you're gonna need to restore your levels. So don't worry about this. The only thing that you can do is introduce HCG for the sake of some intratesticular testosterone and sperm production. Otherwise, don't think it like it's in bodybuilding. You know, TRT is not about cycling and stuff like this. Right. It's another thing. It's replacing your own levels. And of course, yes, if you want to restore your receptors while a bodybuilder, the best thing is to go cold turkey and cut it off. The same what Morgenthaler said about the receptors in the prostate. So when you give testosterone, the receptors shut off, saturated. And when you stop using testosterone, they open up and they're searching for testosterone molecules, you know. So the best thing in bodybuilding, yes, is to come off for a while in order to fix your lipids and your liver and your hematocrit. And at this brief period of time, perhaps the receptors will be refreshed. Another thing is to change the esters and the compound. Better the compound, of course, you know. Yeah. Of course, there is one androgen receptor, but the structure of the molecules is different to steroid. So you can still do this in order to avoid the saturation and the assimilation. You know, these adjustments help.
So you would recommend, if I'm on cypionate, after a couple months, maybe I should switch to enanthate, something like that?
Why not? It's almost the same half-life, yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, there's another question later on about receptors. We'll get to that. But first, from Gus Poulos. Hello, guys. Here's an interesting theory I would like the doctor's input on. If I was to do a cycle with strength building drugs only, like halotestin and dianabol with test, would I eventually not put on muscle size if I'm gaining strength to lift more? I've always heard the stronger you get, the bigger you get. Could this be a different approach to adding more muscle?
Well, powerlifting is different than bodybuilding, and bodybuilding is different than powerlifting. It doesn't necessarily mean that strong muscles will be big muscles, because the training and ergophysiology approach is different. So bodybuilding is 8 to 12 reps. We need big muscles, not necessarily strong. Now, some of them are really strong, like Bertie Fox, like
Ronnie Coleman,
Franco Colombo, Ronnie Coleman, Johnny Jackson. Okay, super strong bodybuilders that develop hard, grainy physiques and dense. Now, if this super strength is put into 8 to 12 reps and you're going to lift higher loads to 8 to 12 reps range, then yes, you're going to have bigger muscles. But doesn't mean that strongmen that do 1 to 2 reps have huge muscles. They just have strong muscles, thick and dense. Okay, there are bodybuilders like Flex Wheeler, for instance, or Phil Heath. They were not super strong, but were this balloon-like because they were looking for isolation, for separation, for certain things. A bodybuilder is a statue, he's not a Hercules, necessarily, okay? Yeah. You can have both, like Dorian or Ronnie, you know, this thick, dense, grainy physique. But it doesn't apply to everybody. I was never super strong in chest. So I tried to do a variety of exercises with angles in order to develop a good, the roundness and the thickness as much as I could, because my bench press was never over 300 pounds. Yeah. So I was doing wide grip, short grip, incline, decline, flat, crossover, cross under, anything. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I see a lot of people who are very strong at the gym with 1 or 2 reps, but they, they can
Of
pull
course,
out.
Kevin Levrone was super strong in 5 plates. He was pressing 5 plates. Huge pecs, triceps, delts, everything,
Yeah. But you're right. People get discouraged, some bodybuilders, because they're not super strong. I say you don't need to be super strong. If you're stimulating the muscle and your muscles are growing, that's bodybuilding.
Haney said, don't annihilate, but don't
stimulate, don't annihilate.
Yeah.
Next one. Okay, doctor, this is a question about your book. Is the new book just a combination of the old books, or will it have new material, new stuff?
Yes, there's some new material. So it's the Q&As, the 20 Q&As in the end, and the quiz.
Okay.
The quiz, which is 30 Q&As. So basically 50 Q&As.
Okay. He also had a second part, an actual question. Also, do AIs, aromatase inhibitors, block the conversion of things I don't want blocked?
Such as what?
I don't know. So I mean, as far as I know, the only reason I don't take an AI, even though I never take them, is because I don't want my good cholesterol, the HDL.
Sure, but when you were into shows, you
yeah, I mean, for the last, say, 6 weeks, you do kind of need them to get your estrogen down, because otherwise you're never going to get that dry look, especially the glutes and the hams. You'll never get that with a lot of estrogen in your body. And I do have a lot of estrogen. That's why I'm very emotional. And I cry for every movie and every song. Okay, this is the question I'm making the #1 question of the week. It is how to spot fake HGH. How to test or when to take blood tests. Should we measure the IGF-1? It's a question from Norway. We see a lot of Pfizer 36 IU pens here from Turkey.
Yes, from Turkey. I also use. And you check out the IGF-1 and also IGF-1 binding protein 3, which is something like the SHBG.
Okay.
It's a carrier of the protein, of the protein of growth hormone. And also you can use the Royd kit, but for the kit for the GH that tells you if it's GH or not.
Okay, so that's
HG.
Let's make sure everyone knows. William Llewellyn sells roidtest.com. You can pick that up. I didn't know that you could test for.
Absolutely. He gave me two tests when I went to Colorado. He offered me pro bono, of course, and I check it back here, my HG, my GH, it was verified the compound. And then if it's verified the compound, you check the IGF-1 levels and have to elevate.
Yeah. So,
but not the growth hormone. Some dorks measure the growth hormone. You measure growth hormone of your own production, not the exogenous that you use. So perhaps growth hormone will elevate with fasting, with exercise, okay, at night. But we don't care about this. We care about this stuff we put in ourselves,
Sure. But so when do you take, I've heard that you're supposed to take the blood test like 1 hour after you do the GH.
Yeah, listen, the half-life is 30 minutes.
30 minutes, wow.
The half-life, but it's smart to use a couple of, just to use one pen. And after you finish the pen, go on the following day and still the IGF-1 should be elevated.
Oh, wow, a whole day later?
Yes, you can still do that. I've checked it 24 hours later after a period of time that I was using GH every day, straight, yes, and it's still elevated.
Okay.
But after a couple of days, it drops.
All right, cool. Next question. This is good. I've never heard of T5. What is your opinion on T5 as a fat burner? I know what T3 and T4 are, but I recently heard Dave Crossland, a PED expert of a sort, say that he preferred T5 for burning fat. I'd never heard of T5 before. Neither have I. Have you?
It's a supplement from the UK, I guess.
A supplement?
Or not? Yeah, it's PCA stack. It's called as T5. And it has also ephedrine, caffeine, aspirin, and I guess also it has yohimbine. So it's a stack of supplements.
So see, people get so confused because these supplements, they market themselves, some of them to be they make you think it's a drug. It's not a drug, or else you wouldn't be able to buy it legally. Most without a prescription. Okay, here's a good question. Hi, doctor. I'm planning to do frequent microdose injections on my cycle. I was wondering about preloading syringes for a whole week. Can I preload for a week and just have the shots ready in the syringes? Is this safe?
There's no problem with that as soon as the temperature is low, you know, and when temperature is low, there's no easy contamination. All right.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for years.
Oh, because I've heard that like the plastic from the syringe can start leaking into the oil if you leave it around too long. No,
Never.
nothing. So yeah, so you would do it for like a whole week or even more? Because I remember a long time ago.
Well, 1 week, you know, I split the dose into 2 times a week, so 1 week, no more.
Yeah, I used to do that just get it all like meal. You know how you meal prep, you make all your food for the week. I used to load up all my syringes for the week, so I wouldn't have to do it for another week and just take, you know, actually, I think I did it for a month one time. I had a stack. It was ridiculous.
Junkie.
Yeah, I'm sure if my wife saw it, she would have freaked out. Here we go. If one is blasting and cruising, would it be worth it to do some receptor cleaning with an antihistamine?
Again, the same. That's a good question.
Yeah, but we never said antihistamine. I've heard that the antihistamines actually.
Never heard of it. I don't know. And the histamine is when you have an allergic reaction.
Yeah, like Benadryl is a very common trade name for something we take here.
I don't understand what is the skeptical behind this. You know?
I don't know the science behind it, but I have heard over the years people say they'll use Benadryl or some other antihistamine to clean out the receptors, refresh them. I don't know if it's just a bro science myth or if there's any science behind it. I'd be interested to find out. But we'll get to that. We'll answer that one some other time maybe because we need some. I'm going to look into it because I'm curious. My receptors must be destroyed by now. Here we go. Next question. I'm currently on test 250 milligrams and DECA 100 milligrams per week, but experiencing lactation in both nipples. Wow, that's crazy. Should I add 1 milligram of Arimidex weekly or 20 milligrams Nolvadex every day to manage the lactation and control my estrogen? I have no gyno issues. But
no, you should try cabergoline or bromocriptine because you have prolactinemia. Wow. Lactation is the effect of elevated prolactin.
Wow. How often you've treated many patients, many gear users? How many times have you seen lactation?
Few, but it happens. Yes.
That must be scary. Imagine stuff coming out of your nipples and you're a man.
Yeah.
Oof. Oh, dude. I would freak out. I would scream. Okay. Blood tests type of question here. My hemoglobin is 18.5, which is 0.5 over the upper limit. My liver enzymes, ALT and AST, are also slightly elevated, and my EGFR is 60. Should I be concerned? Side note, I consume 2 to 3 portions of red meat daily, 5 grams creatine, and 20 milligrams iron while on testosterone, 250 milligrams weekly.
So you should blood donate. Number 2, take an aspirin. Number 3, take fish oil with every meal. Okay. And number 4, take pentoxifylline precautiously improving the circulation, and avoid thrombosis.
What was that last one?
Pentoxifylline is a medication that helps to avoid deep venous thrombosis. Huh. It's not exactly a blood thinner, but improves circulation.
Yeah. Do you know any common trade names? Because I've never heard of that drug.
Arnolds is in Greece, but pentoxifylline, if you Google it, it's very useful. And people that have suffered from clotting, from deep venous thrombosis, from pulmonary embolies, they have to take this medication, as a prevention rule. If you have elevated homocysteine also,
gotcha.
Pentoxifylline is a must. If you are a smoker, if you have sleep apnea that elevates hemoglobin, it's a good blood. It's against viscosity,
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Well, that's all the questions. Next time, I want to hear your report of the Arnold Classic UK, because you'll be there. I'm sure they're going to give you a very nice seat up front. You'll be seeing all the action. It should be a good show. It's all the best, a lot of the best European pros.
Did they boo Arnold?
If you meet Arnold, what?
Did they boo him?
No, nobody booed him. I mean,
because they were paranoid 1 month ago.
Well, I think the people that would boo Arnold didn't go to the Arnold. They stayed home. Right. If everybody, because you could buy shirts there. Of course, they sell a lot of T-shirts and everything. Almost.
Now, I don't know if this is true, but they told me that Arnold, if you want to have a picture with him, he charges $1,000. That's crazy.
How much?
1,750 pounds.
Ooh.
750 British pounds. This is crazy.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's for it's
There's no way. Nobody's going to pay that much money.
Of course.
I didn't see. He he wasn't out in public at all. I didn't see him. He would come out on, he was on stage a few times, but I never saw him, because usually I see him at breakfast sometimes. I see him walking around with his bodyguards and everything. I didn't see him once. I think it's
Even in Hilton?
no, not once. I think because of COVID, I think, he's keeping away from people, from groups. Because I'm sure he wears his mask and everything, but
Was the Lorimer there?
yeah, Jim, I didn't see Bob, but Jim Lorimer was right up front. He's 95 years old. Wow. Imagine that. Yeah, he's been Arnold's friend and business partner. Well, they're friends since 1970.
I know.
They put on their first contest together. It was in 1976 Mr. Olympia, right there in Columbus, Ohio. When Franco won his first.
Jim Manion was there.
Jim was there. Yeah.
Okay.
And they gave.
Jim Weinberger was the head judge.
He was, yeah.
Again, huh?
He's my favorite head judge because he works those guys hard. He makes sure, because Milos Sarcev is very, he feels very strongly that everybody should get a good look. Everybody should get compared to everybody else. And Steve did that. He kept moving the guys around. Even if it was the top 3 or 4 guys and say like Nick Walker's the winner, he would take Nick out of the middle, put him on the side, put someone else in the middle for a minute, few poses, then move them around again, over and over and over again, just to work them really hard.
Exhausting, eh?
Yeah, but they all got a good chance. They all got a good chance because,
sure.
You don't want to come over from someplace like Korea and only get it. They don't even look at you. I mean, that's terrible. So everybody got a good look. Yeah, it was fair. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully everything in March, fingers crossed, full expo, Arnold Amateur, all the sports, all the divisions. Yeah, education seminar, everything. I want it.
And actually, there won't be a Sunday next year. Huh?
There won't be a what?
It won't be 4 days, 3 days.
Yeah, it'll probably take, the amateur, I think, usually starts on Thursday.
No, usually it was 4 days, the festival.
Yeah, because Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and the seminar would be Sunday morning. The
yes,
showcase.
but now not only seminar, the expo also will be held on Sunday.
Yeah, you're right. It would be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The expo took 3 days. Arnold Amateur took 2 days, and the judging, the pro show, took 2 days. Yeah, it takes 4 days to get through all that stuff normally. And normally,
but next year it's gonna be just 3, huh?
It should be everything. It should be everything back to normal, just the way it always was.
Yeah, but I read the dates. It's March 6 to 9, so it's 3 days.
6 to 9 would be 6, 7, 8, 9. That'd be 4. Yeah.
Okay, I hope it will be 4.
Yeah, I hope everything's, this COVID thing. I thought we'd be done a long time ago with this pandemic, but apparently not.
I read your article on September MD about this COVID. I'll be back.
Yeah.
Nice. Yes, because you said that initially we thought that this joke will be over.
I thought it was gonna be 2 weeks. I thought it would be 2 weeks.
The very first quarantine, 2 weeks, and then 2 months, and then.
I honestly thought, okay, 2 weeks. I thought my gym would be shut down for 2 weeks. The businesses, just 2 weeks. And here we are. It's almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in March. Yeah. Wow. Oh well. Not easy to get rid of a virus like that, apparently, huh? Not easy. Okay. Well, doctor, thank you so much. Guys, check out the doctor's website, gtoul.com. Plenty of great information, articles in English and in Greek. Follow him on Instagram at Dr. George Tsouliatos. He's got workout tips on there. He's got all kinds of meals. He's not just a doctor. He lives and breathes. He walks the walk. He talks the talk. That's why we're so lucky to have Dr. Tsouliatos doing this show for us every week. You don't get a chance to have a medical doctor with.
By March, I'll guest post.
And he's probably going to come back. Don't wait till you're 50. That's too long. Come on. It's another. That's 2 more years, right? Yeah, we don't want to wait that long. Come on. If I compete next year, you better compete next year. How's that?
Yeah.
The deal?
We are warriors. We just need to light the fire,
Yeah, I'm fired up. I want to come back. I miss it. I miss being up there.
As Rocky said, the stuff in the basement.
Still got some stuff in the basement. Yeah, dude, he was making movies as Rocky when he was like 70 years old. God. All right. Well, doctor, thank you so much. Guys, if you have questions for the next show, please leave them here in the comment section. Please like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, do all that stuff. Please, we appreciate it very much. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Ask Dr. Testosterone with Dr. George Tsouliatos. We'll see you next time.